Huh?
Like he's active he's just not on the video. He's not in the voice channel, but he's on the Discords. Get something to drink. I'll be right back.
Roger that.
Oh, where has he gone? Oh, where has he gone?
I'm just finishing up this chapter, and then I'll get on.
Yeah.
Are you doing the audiobooks right now still?
No, I bought the last two books, like physical media.
Okay.
And I don't think the audiobooks are out yet, or they might be. They normally come like a time after the books came out.
Yeah.
So how's everyone's week?
It's been busy.
I have been doing mandatory overtime for my job, and I'm about ready to burn out.
How much overtime?
Not much. It's only like 5 hours, but I have to get up and do like 9 and 10 hour days. So just kind of like... no es bueno, man. What I need to hear... I'm gonna have to go digging. What about everybody else? It seems awfully quiet for some reason.
It's a long week.
No kidding. Must have been.
Okay.
You know, figuring out one day at a time.
Always. Jesus, you cold, Ken? Let's see. Oh. Come on, baby. Find it for me.
Ken, what was it that cartoon that you shared, the Boss Nova?
Oh, Hell of a Boss, or whatever.
Yeah. The third episode's out.
Yeah, that's actually what prompted me to share it with you guys.
That was hilarious.
The song in the middle of it was great, too.
It really was, but you know, there's something I can't remember what the little demon's name is, but him just being adorably drunk was hilarious.
It's voiced by the guy who did Zim.
Yeah. But like, it's incredible how wonderfully affectionate that demon relationship is in juxtaposition to their boss.
Yeah,
Like
he's so angry about it too.
It's
like,
almost downright wholesome.
Yeah.
I like the boss and his like unfortunate encounters with the owl demon in particular, and how he's always like verbally sexually harassing him.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Have you seen the latest episode, D?
No, I haven't yet, but I shall, because those things are great. I really want them to start pushing Has-Been Hotel.
Yeah, Has-Been was great too.
Yeah, well, because I just want to see what they're gonna do with the radio demon and all of that.
Nah, it's just that kind of like clever little series.
Yeah, I really like the style of it too, and it's nice that they use that style, the animation style, along with the fact that it's very adult to get across their points.
Oh yeah, that show's a little adult.
A little adult.
No, but I enjoy the writing because it's just, they kind of like in this last episode, it just kind of flushed out more elements like subtly, like, adoption. So he's not a complete asshole. Well, he probably did it for tax purposes.
Dude, I think my favorite joke in the whole thing was when there's like, the wolf lady was talking about how people would sexualize her, and they just all of them turned to the camera and just looked straight at the audience.
Because she's not wrong. She is definitely the first number one item that shows up in any part of that, for sure. That's the hilarious part. Meta
F.
All right.
All right.
Yep.
All right.
So, I literally can't remember what the hell happened last session. Been thinking about it this whole time. I'm like, I am drawing a complete blank. I think you guys managed to get to the market, wrapped up that issue with Anubis, encountered Uriel at one point, left.
Oh yeah. Ivar wanted to go back to the market to get some.
Oh yeah, we were gonna go shopping. That's how it
armor.
ended.
And we were gonna work that out in the intervening week.
Right.
Yeah, but that didn't happen.
So we just have to wait for Drew then for that part.
Yeah. Under the presumption that all of the shopping gets done for what everybody's going to want or need. I'm trying to think about what you guys is like. Well, actually, I don't know. Like once you guys get done with the shopping spree, pretty much only a few things really remain. There is still the whole issue with Puck completing his end of whatever part of the bargain that's necessary. Construction of the prison is ongoing. There's still Scarecrow and Sinclair to chase.
Oh yeah, the
Natasha
so we
Silver.
were just leaving. Yeah, Natasha.
We're gonna meet with her, right?
No, we did meet with her, and we essentially were going to help her on her endeavors.
Because we now knew the when and where, or at least we suspected the where.
Yeah.
Which was again?
That one place.
No, the place by the clock. It's an amusement park.
Oh God. Giant tanker.
The Cloud Gate.
I see you, Scott.
Hey, if Kilicon and Outer Space aren't shadows, I don't know what is.
I don't have like a cyberpunk mug to drink out of.
Wouldn't that be cool? Probably have like a lit bottom or something. You'd only be able to drink the damn thing when the lights were out. That'd be about the only time that'd be good to do.
Oh great. Now I'm curious what he's gonna go get.
Should be good, whatever it is.
Yeah,
Well-
now I'm trying to think about where it was.
I'm guessing Drew wrote it down. He's really diligent about
I
that.
wrote it down too.
Yeah, it was.
He's gonna come back with something that's technically steampunk. Oh, there we go. That works. A drinking horn.
It's awesome.
All it makes me think about is like 13th Warrior, man.
Oh, such a good movie.
Cannot drink the fermentation of wheat, nor of grain. And
It's
it just
made
starts
from honey.
Yeah, he just starts laughing. It's like honey. It's made from honey.
I've probably watched that movie. I mean, not exaggerating, a good 20 times. Like, I've probably watched it once a year.
What movie?
13th Warrior. Gotta
What's that
admit,
movie about?
ancient Viking folklore.
And Antonio Banderas.
Plays the most
Plays-
Spanish Arab ever.
More? I don't know. Yeah,
Yeah,
Spanish
more.
Arab.
Mm-hmm.
In an exchange program.
Learns an
Yeah,
entire
the
language
Moxie
in one
97.
night.
Yeah.
That's the kind of genius you just can't buy.
They're coming. I don't want cookies. Those are guilt cookies. Those are not guilt cookies. They are good cookies. How many cookies do you have in your hand?
Come on. You know what? If you don't want those cookies, I'll take them.
You know what?
Are you not muted right now?
Never muted. We're part of the family.
I thought he was talking to the kids. I'll take those cookies.
Tell them how many bags of my cookies you eat without giving
Oh, our children like them for
our
dessert.
children. Oh,
For this shit.
Are those Chips Ahoy?
they are.
Are they vegan?
Thank you, Scott.
No, I only ask because we accidentally made some really good vegan cookies.
Mm-hmm.
We were following this recipe and then we're like, oh, wait, it doesn't have. Oh, wait, oh, okay. And then we ate them and they were delicious.
Oh,
Trader Joe's has an incredible amount of vegan cookies.
To be
So
perfectly
I
honest,
usually get them there, but if it's Chips Ahoy and it's in my face, I there you go.
vegan
Makes
is underestimated. Underestimated.
you
There's
know,
so much
something
good
we
food.
could definitely talk about is The Expanse, because Bill wasn't here last night for us to gush over it. I mean, you're
Oh
talking
my
about it in
God.
the chat, but
Mars
That
Martian
part where Naomi was eating the vegan cookies was insane.
I was actually more thinking about the fact that at the very end, whenever they're attacked by the alien menstrual cycle, I wasn't sure what they're going to do with it, but...
that was crazy. The when they froze everything like that.
I was like, oh no, Ken's connection.
So
Wait.
it's alluding to the ominous presence, the other.
Like the big bad planet swallower from Fifth Element.
You know,
essentially.
have you ever noticed that they always seem to play these off in two different colors? Like the Matrix, it was red and blue, and then this, it's red and blue. A unicorn! Who knew?
Oh my gosh.
Unicorn.
Well, hi there. Go back to your magic forest.
Oh, Waka.
Oh.
Yeah. So I mean, that when that red flash, I'm like, oh, so it either wiped them out, or
I was expecting them to just turn into gore. Like,
Yeah.
Not unlike
paint
whenever the guy
walls.
tried to zoom through the ring in the first place and got completely
Yep.
dead stopped. They're just sprat. It's like,
Well,
hooray,
'cause that's what I was
physics.
trying to remember. They could move slowly, but if they tried to accelerate, right, it would slow them down.
Yep.
right.
So they launched missiles, and they were just
Well,
doing
that was
that
when
super-
the defenses were on. They disabled that
Yeah.
in one of the seasons.
But that's what I first thought. I'm like, oh, we're just seeing them go through the ring again. But
Well, I
No,
thought
it was-
that whatever her keepsake was going to trigger something, and then they would
Oh,
be
right.
disassembled.
yeah.
yeah, right.
The whole keepsake thing, that's why I said the Martian Nazis, because it's just we're going to have a pure Mars. I'm like, oh, okay. So
Yeah,
I
even
figured
more
out
pure.
they were going to make someone worse than Marcos, and they're going to.
They're going to try, but Marcos is up there. He's got plenty to do.
Oh, right. He's a great villain.
Oh, he's excellent. That was what Dee was saying when we were watching. It's like a good villain makes you hate him.
Yep. But a better villain makes you sympathize or even empathize with them. That's the ones that you really want, the ones where you hate the bastard, but for whatever reason you completely get where they're coming from. If you can pull that one off, those are the types of enemies and villains that you'll never forget. Because they're going to be
True.
like, I fucking hated that dude, but I understand where he's coming from.
Well, let's be honest. The best scene was Amos basically conning in or talking into having a Clarissa Mao on the on the
Dude,
damn.
all of us were laughing that
But
last
we're
night.
cool now, right?
You remember that time? Yeah, yeah. So we're gonna be cool, right? Okay, cool. So we're gonna let her on, and that's all it's gonna be.
Yeah.
And he was just so dumbfounded. He just like, oh, okay, I guess that's what's happening.
It would have been so much better. That scene would have been so much better if he actually mouthed. Motherfucker.
That would have been good.
If he just mouthed, that went.
Although, his face was pretty good if you ask me. Just kind of like, you're shitting me.
Okay, so I'm reading this article. The ending explained. That guy who was like, "Oh, we're entering phase 3 construction," is Cortazar, who was the expert that we saw back in season 1.
Oh, I thought he was talking at the. He was talking at the seminar when Alex was on Mars, wasn't he?
That was the
No,
the guy who that they checked in with, who was like, "Oh yeah," and he was like pointing up to the structure. So this article is like, could we be looking at a builder spaceship, like at the protomolecule race spaceship that's being activated?
or we could be looking at a spaceship that's tied to the Menace.
Yeah, and then this article confirms that that was the Menace that we saw.
Okay,
This is from the showrunner.
because that's what it felt like. And oh, I mean that's the thing. So what it does is allow them to kind of build off of the books into something more richer, because apparently in the books they don't really ever show the villains. They just show the influences of them.
Yeah. Yeah, interesting. They lost an Alex, but they gained a Clarissa. And we know she's the good pilot.
Mm-hmm. Well, what about Bull?
Yeah,
No, I
thought he
kept
was going to be
expecting
reflecting
that-
him.
I kept expecting that guy to like turn.
Dude, they seem to be building him up for it.
Well, however they managed to do it, I find it funny that they basically said, "Oh, Alex, yeah, like he kind of died," and then we just went, "Whoop." Just kind of went right past us, like a couple of mentions, a long look at the name on his plaque for the Rocinante. That's it, and we're moving on. Like,
And we're done.
like, and Amos has about enough of a reaction that, you know, like basically a puppy changing toys. That was about it.
Okay, so this article says they had planned, like the conversations about Alex had happened way earlier. They did not fix that death with reshoots.
What do you mean?
So they had planned for him to die anyway.
Oh, okay. Well, that's better.
Huh.
And this says perhaps Bull will take over as pilot of the Rocinante.
Fascinating.
But
Right,
yeah,
he's
they're
probably
thinking,
together with Holden's knight in shining armor. Big good count.
apparently in the books he's a balding, pudgy Alex. They've already made changes, so
Yeah.
Man.
Oh, but Drummond's betrayal.
Oh, dude, I knew she was
Yeah.
gonna flip. I was like, she's gonna flip one here, 1 second. Ain't gonna take long, but she'll sort it out. Sure enough, I'm like, yep. Just waited for Haas to be strapped down before taking her gun.
yep.
Well, I mean, it just, it's one of those things where they're kind of setting up for her to be the leader of the three people built.
Honestly, she'd be the one to do it.
Yeah.
Freaking fire axe that chick.
I miss Ashford. I love that old pirate.
Well, and they kept him in longer than his character is in the books too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Great character. And the actor who played him was just amazing.
True.
Yeah.
He shows
He had
up
a great accent.
He shows up in only very certain things. Like I've noticed that. Like there was a superhero show that he was actually a part of. He's in Blacklist. Like he's in weird places.
Speaking
God,
of weird places, has anybody seen the new Nick Cage films?
The new Nick Cage films.
Yeah.
Oh
Jujitsu
wait! Jiu-Jitsu. I have not seen that yet. I want to so bad though.
And Willy's Wonderland,
I haven't heard of that one.
where he's a drifter that doesn't say a word, and they're gonna sacrifice him to a funhouse of. So basically, the animatronic animals are there, and you've got these bad actresses and actors, like young ones. It's like, he's not trapped inside with them. They're trapped inside with him. I'm like, I need to see Nick Cage going completely berserk on animatronic animals. I did not know any of that in my life.
I think
Well,
Nick
now you
Cage
know.
is embracing his crazy. Let's just put it that way.
Well, have you seen
It's
the?
okay. His
Werewolf?
IMDb says his next thing is Untitled Joe Exotic Project.
Oh my god!
I like that.
He's playing Joe Exotic.
Yeah, he's just embracing his crazy, man. Kind of
Wasn't
like
that in what was the show? Community. They had the class on the Nick Cage film thing. That's like
Genius or
either
Madman?
brilliant or bananas.
You know, Abed went mad. Yeah, that was a good one.
Alrighty, so I figure what we'll do while we're waiting, because I don't know how long it's going to be before Drew shows up. We'll kind of move her along. Because he'll probably be out there fiddling with whatever his new equipment's going to be. Try titanium weave bathrobe or whatever the hell it is he manages to grab.
Titanium weave bathrobes.
Titanium leaf bathrobe.
Kevlar reinforced with plates.
And of course, on the ceramic plates on the inside, nothing but wards.
And a colostomy bag.
Gross.
Oh, he wanted it for convenience, not because he needed it.
And because of the weight, he now moves slower. So he struggles with the bathrobe.
Yeah, I like it.
Let's see here. You guys were just leaving Natasha Silver's residence and what? Heading back to the manor, if I'm not mistaken?
I think so. That's where we were wrapping up.
Well, I thought all of us were going, or at least two of us were going to the magic show.
Magic show.
To the market.
We already did
Yeah,
that.
I was gonna go with Ivar, but mostly
Oh,
as a
we
chaplain.
did
Yeah.
that without any issue, apparently.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
like I said, we're gonna bounce over that part of it because, like I said, he's not here, and I don't know how long it's gonna be before he shows up. So we gotta move her along. But we'll sort out whatever it is that he manages to grab once he returns. But once leaving said marketplace and doing said shopping, obviously you guys can just ship me over whatever it is you might be looking at, and I'll see if it's affordable. But where doth y'all go next?
When is the silver thing again? In like 2 days?
Yeah, roughly.
2 days. Well, John just kind of wants to check in with Douglas to see where he is on the Sinclair and Scarecrow front.
Well, let's
Yeah, we gotta find
find
Adrian.
out.
Oh crap! Ivar was gonna be guiding us some.
And the next child on the list.
Much less unicorn this time, though. All right, so you check with.
I just need one more child in the head bingo.
She's done. Poppy's not going to come down. She barely leaves her room as it is.
So Douglas will actually be in one of his studies. Let's transition the weed. Wee. Just a weed. There we go. All right, so Douglas will be in his study. He'll have the hearth going, and there's going to be some books and things lying around on his desk, and he'll be sitting there just kind of mulling them over. You can tell that he's tired. It looks like he's probably been up for a long while, and the fact that he's actually back at the manor for now is somewhat impressive since he's been spending so much time at Rose Manor out at the New Jersey shore. So, but he looks up from where he's like, "Welcome. Do please come in."
Well, Douglas, you look like shit.
I've been spending many days weaving together the fabric of magic that's going to keep the prison intact. For the most part.
I suppose that's a good excuse. And he just goes to the bar and like pours himself a drink and then pours Douglas one and gives it to Douglas.
He takes it, flips through the book some more. He's just sort of like, "What is it I can do for you?" And takes the whole shot and then sets it down.
Just pour some more. So, Spirit Destiny's taken care of. Not a problem. Don't know why the Archangel Uriel wants it, but he said to say hello to Michael when we had an opportunity. So that happened. I guess normal now. And then we subsequently met with Natasha Silver, and we'll arrange to help her with a little thing that's going to maybe help us.
I'm certain that you probably debriefed me on this, but for some reason I still feel like I am the last to know. He like takes another hard shot.
He pours some more. And he goes, "That's because you drink too much."
I could start. What can I do for you, John? You're usually not this polite, and rarely ever do you pour me drinks.
Oh, it's nothing. I just wondering if you'd heard anything from Scarecrow or Sinclair. That's the same thing.
Unfortunately, the trails have gone cold for both. We're still waiting. We're still trying to inspire the Scarecrow to leave his lair. As far as Sinclair is concerned, very quiet. However, we are not completely without our resources. I have found something that is of interest to us for this purpose and perhaps others. A woman of the underground. Definitely a force to be reckoned with from what I've heard. But she seems to have connections and resources that I lack. Perhaps that even the Prince of Night City lacks. Might be important for us to actually start investigating and finding out if we can make an impression.
Okay. So, what do you need us to retrieve?
It would not be retrieval. It would be introductions of a business type nature.
So, not retrieving anything.
That's
No
new.
one will kill us.
It seems a little too peaceful for our
Right.
modus operandi.
You know
Where's our
what?
chaos element? Oh, he's at a coach's meeting.
We'll do it. First easy one in a while. And
I guess can't win them all.
just thank you. Just hand them your business card, right? No big extravaganza, no devilish bargains, no I don't know, just mayhem. Just normal. Just say hi. You want to get high?
Given the resources that she possesses, I'm certain that we can start making arrangements once we actually prove worth. But she is going to be interesting to find. It seems that she is networked all throughout Night City, from the darkest parts of its underground all the way up to the street level. I did not even know that she existed. Not until certain rumors began to arise, and I think it was because certain networks are not able to maintain their security as they once used to. As a matter of fact, she's she's considered by some to be a common criminal, but looking at her, some of her history, I would say not.
So who are we supposed to be finding? What was the name?
Hasn't mentioned it yet.
Oh, okay. I thought so, but I was just making sure I was keeping track.
Yeah, no, it hasn't been brought up yet.
He's being all coy.
Yeah, he's playing a pronoun game, just a little bit.
Okay, so do you want to tell me who it is?
No.
No.
Yeah. No. Because the DM has no fucking idea what her name is. Anyway.
She is the knight.
Oh, we already have the Dark Knight.
Batman.
Hold on. Shoot. I'm trying to remember because it was actually from a while back, but it's like... That's right.
Okay. No, you go.
I believe that her real name is Violet de la Rosa.
Oh, I remember that name. Or it sounds familiar anyway.
Okay, and
Go on.
make connections with this Miss Del Rosa. I mean, like what? What are you promising her?
I have not promised her anything. I've not even made contact. I've only discovered that she exists. More importantly, I've discovered the fact that she has access to probably... Well, I cannot say if it's for sure, but she has access to something that we would need. For lack of a better term, she's probably in possession of something to the equivalent of the Unseen Court Silk Road.
Okay.
It makes her a major player, but access and means, we'll have to do a little investigating to know. But I have some places to start. He ends up shoving like a post-it note your way. He's like, I literally only found out some of the details recently and have not managed to do it in a better fashion, so you're going to have to do with a sticky note.
Ah! And he takes it and goes, detective this, and then he just hands it to Barrick.
Huh? What? All right.
Huh? What? Huh?
Other than that, your guess is as good as mine as far as where she might be located, but if she has access to the Silk Road in this particular fashion, I guarantee we are going to want to be partners.
So what exactly is the Silk Road? Was that something that I can roll for?
Yeah, you can
Is
roll
that
for it.
okay?
Yep.
Let's do a call.
The man has arrived.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Welcome. Apologize for my lateness. I had to pwn a little bitch. So, with the tail layer, it's a great one. Had a lot of people laughing. So, what Ivar doing? Why are you all here?
Get out of my office.
Why are you all in Ivar's room?
They're actually hanging out in the study with Mr. Douglas. We've had to skip past some of the shopping spree just to make sure we get to where we're at now. But
No, that's fine. Ivar missed appointment. So sad.
they are in the midst of discussing a woman who goes by the name Violet Della Rosa, and the thing about that is that she's apparently some sort of underground boss of some kind or another who might be in charge of the Silk Road, which is only a vague term, not necessarily. It may not even be called that. It would just be compared to it as being a similar thing. Based on your role, Bill, the Silk Road, from what you understand it, is probably, it's kind of the El Dorado mixed with the Silk Road together, because it is access to various realms, portals, Neverlands, and all those kinds of things that normally require, certain skill and expertise to access, similar to what had happened on the ferry bridge whenever Riv conducted her little ritual. But this would actually be the, walk over here, do what you got to do, and then access, if you wanted to go to the Shadow Realm or Avalon, Purgatory, whatever. It seems like this would probably be the centralized point where all of these doors and gates, portals, or whatever they are sort of centralized and networked out. Meaning you could go to or achieve whatever you needed once you had access to this particular transportation station.
It's awesome.
So basically, we found that cool level in Chrono Trigger.
Don't click on the pot or the bucket until you're ready.
Welcome to the end of time.
And here I was thinking of the Silk Road that's on, the dark web. So this is a much better Silk Road.
Yeah, no, not that one. My stuff's always better. Anyway.
No.
Got my dog talking back to me right now.
No.
So, yeah. Ivar will be wandering into the study late, realizing that people are sort of not around where they were, and
Where is everybody? Ivar did not know where everybody was. You did not tell me. Is this some sort of prank?
and Douglas just kind of peeks in between. He's like, "No, you're just slow."
I've been walking all day. My room is right next door.
Should we tell him what we picked out for him at the start?
Or a reinforced granny scooter or something that goes fast?
Not my rascal.
I honestly have been contemplating the possibility of getting him rocket-propelled rollerblades, but all things are in development at the point. So,
He just needs a hover that we can just tie a string to him.
Oh, one of those
Like
hover
a
around,
balloon.
like the little.
well, hold on a
It's
moment.
so warm.
I will be right back. Open comm, guys. Just one sec.
So how's
Okay.
Ivor doing?
We decided that Ivar got a titanium weave bathrobe with Kevlar plates.
Yeah, Kevlar ceramic plates. So it's
Yeah.
and Ivar because of his his fear of battle won't take it off, but it's so heavy he's actually slower now than he was before.
And he's got this limp now because he got that thigh injury.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a pimp limp?
It can be a pimp limp, I'm sure.
A pimp.
Or maybe we put Ivar on one of those tech scooters. The ones with two big wheels and the platform and the
Yeah.
Things like
a
that.
Segway or something.
yeah.
I'm sure those are banned in Night City. They were banned in San Francisco, remember? They
Oh.
existed for a week and then they're and these are banned in San Francisco.
Well, it's because they realized how freaking stupid they were in downtown and how many problems there's you know, nice in principle, but
Those
Get rid of
damn
those
scooters
birds.
that they have all over the cities now, where you rent them and you drive them a little while and you drop them off.
The
Those
bird
things,
scooters. Oh
yeah,
god.
are an annoyance that needs to go away. That needs to be like some meme you look at in 20 years going, do you remember these things?
yeah, that's down.
So how's everyone else doing? How's your guys' week been? I'm catching up here.
Long. Okay.
There you go. So my work goes insolvent in 3 weeks and can't make payroll.
Oh, that's fun.
Oh.
Wait, the school district?
School district goes, they told us today, the school district goes insolvent in 3 weeks, and they will not be making March payroll unless they can cut $8.2 million in the next 3 weeks.
Isn't
a lot
that
of-
just like 2 people from the district office though?
Pretty much. I
Wow.
had a fun day.
No
So
sh-
call your union rep.
Exactly.
I had my first you're officially a compliance officer meeting today.
Yeah.
Ooh. Did you get a badge?
No. My my jaw dropped to the floor and my eyes were trying to be so open.
The
It
white
was,
guys.
oh my god. It was like drinking from a fire hose. And then I'm like texting my boss. I'm like, this is not what you told me it would be. This is not what I signed up for. And she's like, we'll sort it out. Don't worry.
That sounds so.
Like
No,
you,
like-
you were hired to be a crime fighter in Metropolis, and you walked out there. You're like, "This is great," and you're like, "Welcome to Gotham City."
Yeah, right. No. I agreed to be the local compliance officer for 100 clinics. And when I was meeting with the chief compliance officer, he was like, okay, and here are all these risk initiatives we have, and here's how we handle the hospital, you know, risk issues, and here's how we're doing this, and HIPAA, and like billing and coding audits. And I'm like, that's not what I signed up for.
Huh.
So my boss is like, don't worry. He's not getting that from you.
You gotta have.
That's a full-time job, and this is meant to be an add-on to your existing job.
Gotta get paid.
Yeah.
Paid.
You don't
I was
pay
like,
me,
you'd have to
don't
double my
that.
salary in order to get me to do that. And I hear my wife from the background go, do it.
I have heart a robe. Yeah, there you go.
Ken,
Oh.
there's an Expanse RPG.
I saw that. That's pretty cool.
They always make all the good stuff like into RPGs. All right. So he's like,
D is back.
huh.
I'm ready to rock.
You have
On that
guilt-
sticky note, you've got several locations which apparently Violet might actually operate out of.
So is Violet a good girl or naughty girl?
Oh, we're just supposed to make introductions? We're just supposed to
Be
hand
nice.
off a business card?
You're supposed to go
So
make an
either be
impression,
nice to
perhaps.
her, either will keep bathrobe closed.
Yeah.
Let's. Can we just keep the bathrobe closed all the time?
Yes. Why does my bathrobe feel so heavy all of a sudden?
It's because of the monster dong.
Well,
Now I'm just thinking Danny DeVito. Oh, I dropped my Magnum condom for my monster doll.
Whoops.
so to answer your question, we need to find out where she is and how we can meet. Right now, we only know bare bones basics. We know that she has operations that are at these locations. We do not know what they are doing, what they're moving, who they are affiliated with, or if there's any way to gain entry in them. So I need you on the ground to do some basic investigation work. I'm certain that Beric will feel right at home.
Yep.
And you just want us to arrange access to the Silk Road.
Find a way to make contact with Violet.
What could go wrong?
Probably everything. Thanks for the drink.
The day is young.
That it is.
So, Barrett, do we eat pistachios or sunflower seeds when we're on stakeout?
Pistachios. They're higher in creating lepinin, which helps you with satiety, and much better and less messy than sunflower seeds.
You actually had an answer.
Besides, if you get hooked on pistachios, you will never use drugs because you won't have enough money.
These things are fucking good.
What are you eating? Ritz, crisp, and thin.
Yeah,
Are they
super
zesty?
delicious.
They're zestfully clean.
They're amazing. They're kind of like, kind of broken, like almost like tiny little Pringles.
Nice.
Yeah.
So while John was kind of updating our patron, Beric was kind of on hunter.net as I typed into the chat how to kill demon, werewolf, vampire, just like Googling all or whatever, hunter netting, all of those things, because he really, really liked the impact that his holy water dipped gun had, and was thinking maybe there'll be a day when Ivar won't be around to augment his shot, or where there won't just happen to be a vial of holy water around, and what can he do? So he
Well,
was kind of
you go around, you
looking
start
at
going
that
around the hunter.net, and sure enough, you get this little like chat back from one of the veterans, and it's sort of like, if you're really looking for this kind of stuff, you need to stop here, and it gives you coordinates to a shop.
Well, that's cool.
So he just writes that down on the sticky note.
Yep.
All right, you guys ready to head out? We've got a couple of places to investigate.
I've got money.
Yay!
I can actually use one of my perks. I was wealthy. That was one of my advantages.
I love the fact that you were wealthy, and then you hung out with like Mr. Douglas, who's offering lump sums of cash. And you're like, yeah, whatever. Like,
I'm doing it because I want like the adventure.
It just means that Riv is used to a higher quality of living.
yeah. Well, I mean, kind of like the manor has it, because I mean, this place has got some old features to it, but at the same time, it's pretty heavily modernized. But all right, so you guys head to the coordinates first, or what's the plan?
Well,
Or is Barrett gonna be like, I'll meet you guys there, and like heading on out?
I'm gonna get my gear on.
So, Barrick, since you're leading the investigation, where do you think we should go?
well, he's gonna be
'Cause it's
true
almost
to.
like I see a twinkle in your eye for some reason, and I just gotta know what sparks your joy.
Guns.
Well, there
Lots
is
of guns.
there is a place I would like to check out that is unrelated to Miss Delarosa's location, but would be worth my time at least, possibly Riviera's time. Since neither of us possess magical weapons that we
Sure I
shoot
do.
out from our other personalities.
What are you talking about?
Oh, fine.
He's like, you're not wrong. I mean, okay.
But we can do that later. I think we should investigate these leads. See if we can at least... Do we have a physical description of Miss Delarosa?
Not really, no.
Is she hot?
But if you were to do any kind of like research, you could figure that out.
I'm joking, by the way.
What'd you say?
Is she hot? Raven's like, is she hot? Is she hotter than me?
Then I must kill her.
Don't go Bard on me, Ken.
Bard?
Yeah, sorry.
I roll seduction.
I seduced the priestess. She's taken a vow of celibacy. 21 ranks in seduction. Anyway, sorry.
I seduce the dragon. You succeed. Oh no.
All right, so you've got 3 separate locations. One seems to be kind of probably located just on its own thing because you guys kind of all got like smart braces and stuff like that, which, funny enough, I don't think anybody's really used too much of. But with that, you've got like the holographic display where each one of the set of the coordinates was input. So you've got a warehouse that sits towards the eastern side, more towards the coast. You have a separate location which looks to be some kind of a club that's actually a fairly fair distance south, maybe about, trying to make sure I get my mileage right here, but probably close to about 800, 900 miles south from where you guys are at now, so it's at a fair distance. And another one that's closer to the New York district that has no real name or functionality attached to it, just seems to be unmarked building, but traffic seems to coordinate with Violet's activities, whatever those might be, which is yet undetermined.
So we're supposed to meet up with Violet and...
Supposed to figure out how you guys can meet her, and then arrange a meet, and that's what he's hoping to do.
Well, but like, I guess my question is, and this is to Douglas, once we meet her, what do we say to her?
For lack of any better terminology, we need to get into bed with this woman as fast as possible. So...
I have to do this.
No, phrasing, Douglas, phrasing. No, you didn't mean it like that.
What you
so-
need me to seduce, I can seduce. Zudivar does very well.
He actually leans
So-
forward to everybody else while he's sitting there yelling about how he can seduce. He's like, I will place 500 credit bet on him attempting and succeeding. Of course, anybody wish to take that action? Yes?
No, I'm not, because he's
Oh, you're
crazy.
loaded. Jesus, Scott.
So, Barrick was just doing an investigation roll. He's gonna, reach out with his wireless access and just start kind of like combing through records, find, see what he can find about Violet de la Rosa.
Do you have like the
based on these
connections
3
advantage by
properties.
chance or anything?
Do I have what?
The connections advantage?
Yeah, I do.
Alright, so...
I have 4 connections.
Nice. Huh.
Because all I can imagine that roll of 1 is just like calling your ex-partner. Hey, I just want to talk to you. I said, fuck you, Barrett.
Well, I rolled a exploding, right? So then...
Yeah. Well, so of the 4, only 1 seems to be of the right particular nature for this, and you know exactly who to call. And it's Malcolm Hendricks. He was not working with you in the typical sense, but he was an informant that seemed to be pretty reliable and seemed to kind of enjoy whatever it was that you had him doing. So he was one of the connections that you kept from that experience while being in the FBI.
All right, so Barrick's gonna reach out to him,
All right.
and
Well, you give him a call. You hear the phone pick up, and it's like, "Hey, metalhead! Who knew it was going to be you giving me a call?"
well, you're the last person I expected to be calling, but I'm in some freelance work,
Freelance.
and
You come to my
yeah.
side of the fence?
well, let's just say retirement has not been as interesting as I expected.
All right, you got my interest. What do you want?
I'm looking to make connection with someone you might be aware of. I've got a couple of locations, and I'm really just trying to set up a meet. The name's De La Rosa. Ring a bell. Warehousing.
And he's like, wait, who?
Violet De La Rosa. I was given a name and a couple of locations and told to put two people together.
Man, are you sure you want to go down this road?
I'm arranging a meeting with somebody else. It's not my road.
It's gonna be your road. You want to hunt down De La Rosa. Violet De La Rosa.
Yep.
Yep.
Confidence?
And it's like, okay, you want to meet with, like, Queen of the Underground. Alright.
Yeah, BD.
What the hell
I
got
work
you...
with someone who's engaged in a wide variety of things. And it sounds like they have mutual interests.
Oh, you totally jumped the fence. Oh, you're going to be a lot of fun to work with now.
Well, don't lose my number.
How can I? You called me. Alright, look. Is there like... Can I get you a cup of coffee or something? You said you got these locations. I wouldn't bother with any of that. You're wanting to actually strike up a business partnership, right? No bullshit. Like, you want to get her attention, say, hi, hello. Just curious. You got something I want to give you something that I got. Really, you're doing this?
Yep, that sounds, coffee sounds great.
Alright. Hey, just meet me on the corner 125th in Adam. There's a good coffee shop down that way.
All right.
I'll be there in about 40 minutes.
I'll be there.
So he hangs up the phone. Word to the wise, whenever rolling on reputation and I get an /3, that motherfucker knows exactly who you're talking about.
Fun.
Well, I mean,
All right,
for whatever reason, my dice love
contact
making
of
it
mine
easy.
seems to know enough to get us moving in the right direction.
Gotta have some coffee.
Fantastic. Hey, and so far nothing's trying to kill us.
Yeah.
Can you smell that rarefied air that doesn't smell like cordite?
Alright.
I'm trying to understand this. We're trying to find somebody that controls underworld, black market kind of stuff, whose name is VD.
Duh.
Oh.
Good. Wonderful
Well,
connection.
if Beric doesn't work out, I've already been on street for a while. He might know something.
I'll leave you all to settle it. Me, I still have more work to do. Unless you have other questions at all, I suggest go have coffee with whatever man that was.
I was promised to have coffee with VD.
He leans over
Ivar,
again,
like-
just peeking through everybody else who's standing in front of Ivar, who is still yet just kind of yelling from the doorway. He's like, Ivar, go make yourself useful, drink vodka, go have coffee later or something. I'm busy.
Ivar very confused.
John just kind of takes him by the shoulder. So, Ivar, we're going on a little trip. And he's just continuing to walk out the door.
I know
And
we can go shopping afterward.
Uncle Beric is going to get you a treat.
So I don't need to sit down?
No, you maybe when we get to the car. Okay.
I was making my way to sit down to have breakfast.
Sit down in the car.
You let's go sit down in the car. I'm sure there's.
And
go
if it's a
back.
proper coffee shop, they'll have donuts.
Ivar like donuts.
All right, y'all headed out.
Yep.
Is it the whole troop going out for coffee, or is it just Barrick?
I think we could inconspicuously all go out.
Mostly. Ivar is just gonna be inconspicuous because he looks like he's like been scraped off the streets as it is.
It's what I ever do.
Yep.
I'm sure John has a hipster barista personality he can pull out, who's working on his latest novel.
Oh my god.
Strange thing is, it's probably the greatest novel ever written, but he never releases it.
Never releases it because it's for himself, not for the critics.
Yes. And it just happens, and that character is actually pursued by the Hollywood Mafia, because it actually is a Hollywood Mafia right now. They went so liberal, it became a criminal organization of movie producers and everything else, and they want that script. They want it so bad. It's the greatest script in the world.
This is just a tribute.
This is just...
God damn it.
So now that we've designed my next character,
Fucking angry cyberpunk barista. Got it. Alright.
Making his way in Night City. Came from the Midwest.
You know,
oh,
you'd be
and, like,
surprised how...
bad 90s music seems to be played. Bad 90s sitcom music gets played in every speaker around him. It's like someone's radio store down and it's playing like some theme song to his life. No? Okay.
We're going to coffee. Holy shit. My brain completely derailed. Yeah, so I'm just sitting there processing, like, I'm trying to, like, not implode because 90s black anyway. I would call that a curse. So everybody heads out. You obviously will collectively assume whatever sort of garment, clothing, whatever it is that Ivor's going to do nothing, but that's not a surprise. But everybody else can definitely do what they need to do. You will show up at the coffee shop, which doesn't look too bad. You're actually in part of the New York district proper. It makes it easier to kind of move around. Even the sound of gunfire is a little further away. Because it feels as if this is probably the only sort of like civilian functional aspect of the city that doesn't get really visited much, since you guys are spending your time in like the fringe or the combat zones or the various areas of like condemned, you know, city areas, all of that. So it's a little unusual because either that or you go to the top where you're in the corporate district, and so it's like you're either in hell or in heaven. It's never in between. And so this is kind of where it lands.
Ivar's looking around right now.
Mm-hmm.
Been to this part of town.
Big city.
Look at that space in there. It does not even smell like pee.
Art, when you have a job, you get to live places.
I don't live places. I live on alley back down on 38th.
Nobody says anything. They're just like,
Not even gonna touch that one.
yeah. All right. Well, you go stepping in. You see your contact, Barrick. He's still got like the punked out mohawk techno hair going on. He's got 2 replacement eyes because something happened. Either he went to Chiba and got it done himself on purpose, or you never really found out. But God, I wish those gifs would show up in the chat.
Yeah.
Online. But yeah, you go stepping in. The place is pretty nice. You get that rush of coffee smell. It's pleasant. There's light conversation going on, and then you've got, you know, he ends up standing up, and he's just sort of like, "Hey, metalhead." He just comes walking up and gives you a slap on the shoulder. It's like, "I got your usual."
Black.
Yep. And he just nods his head. It's like, "But you're boring as fuck, man." Like, just goes and has you sit across from him in the booth.
I'm boring because it makes people like you more exciting for the rest of the world. It's the burden I bear.
I'm not sure if you're hitting on me or complaining. Either way, look.
No, it's okay. He's just developing, what's it called? A personality. Hi, I'm John. And
He's
this
like-
is amusing.
He just looks over and he's just
Malcolm,
like,
this is the rest of my crew. As I said, we're trying to meet up with Stella Rosa.
he just looks up. He's like, all right. I mean, y'all with him, whatever. And he takes a seat. He's like, I didn't order for everybody else, so you're on your own dime, fellas and lady. Like that, just kind of looks up at her and gives her a wink.
Jackass.
He's a fucking punk, like all the way through. So
Yeah.
he's got like the shredded shirt, the fucking like tats around the neck and chest. Some of them are all lit up on his left arm. The other ones are regular ink on the right. Like jeans, a little over dramatic waffle stompers with the freaking chainmail around the outside edge. Yeah, when he's pulling a look. He's like, all right, let's get down to the nasty, right? So you want to know how you can meet up with this woman?
That's correct.
I love that Barrick has absolutely no, like, just. No banter, just, yep.
So, out of curiosity, what exactly is it that you guys can bring to the table? I mean, if she's going to be getting into business with anybody, they got to have something. Because she's, I mean, if you've heard her name at all, you're probably aware of the fact that she's probably one of the most powerful underbosses ever. She's got something, I don't even really know what, but it allows her to get some serious weight moved for all kinds of things. If it's guns you're after, if it's drugs you're after, whatever that makes money for her, she pushes it through. And she does a really damn good job at it. Nobody knows where she stashes the stuff. It doesn't surface until she's ready for it to surface. And how she manages to transfer it, nobody knows. But if it's that kind of stuff, she's probably like the new wave of black market commerce. Oh, and not to mention the fact she's absolutely fucking ruthless. So,
And there it is.
you're not planning anything funny, right? You know,
Nope.
some
No.
sort of weird ass citizens
We
arrest
got a
or some
laugh track
shit.
over here.
No, not at all. This is, as I understand it, we're not interested in her products. We're interested in her services.
Her services. Well, don't let her hear you tell her that to her face. Heard how she got out of that business a long time ago.
I mean, transportation.
Ivor was going to win $500. The credits for Ivor gone.
He's just like, you
You
kind
can
of
tell
a
I'm not
wobbly
with the
group.
FBI anymore.
No,
Yeah.
you're definitely not. This is something
This
new,
is,
man. You haven't even changed your hair, although that is new. He's like points to your arm, which is like clearly bulkier than what it used to be since when you lost it.
well, you know, this one's government issue and this one's homemade.
He just
This
looks at him and
one-
was like, "What? You referring to yourself like you're baking fucking pies?"
Seems to feel like that sometimes.
Jesus
Riv walks
Christ.
up to Barrick and just points at his right arm. This one's for pleasure and this one's for fun.
I kind of like her. Wait, you never used to hang around.
Yeah,
You never used to hang around with
No.
anybody who had a personality.
no.
As
one
John
of the-
chuckles to himself, "I've got plenty."
As I said, retirement was a little boring for my taste. Freelance is much more eye-opening.
No shit. Well, Got only one question left then, I guess. Who the fuck are you guys working for?
It's someone who believes that he can go toe to toe with Ms. De La Rosa.
Oh, man. That's funny. I'm gonna need a name though, because she ain't gonna take an invitation of any kind without at least having something like that show up. Gotta have some cojones.
Douglas.
Okay. Is that like a
Do we
first
actually
or a
know
last
his
name?
first name? Do we know Douglas's first name?
Everybody roll 1d10.
Mister.
Mister.
Sebastian.
Mr. Right.
We're
I
rolling.
thought it was Douglas.
Of all people that might know this.
Oh, hey, that D19 popped up.
We're pulling a 1d10, right?
Yes. What the
I
F?
have tried to be funny.
Successful.
You know, Ivar would warp reality just to win a bet.
As a matter of fact, the only person who actually knows his first name is Riv. It's actually Sasha.
What is it?
Sasha.
Oh, I knew that. I mean, Scott knew that.
Yeah.
I don't think Barrett did.
Yep. Sasha Douglas.
So, yes, Douglas. He's got some pull with the right people. Needs to make another connection to help get his day-to-day done the right way.
Help a brother out.
Oh man, oh man, you didn't just jump to my side of the fence. You went completely AWOL. This is gonna be fun.
Yeah, I'm learning more and more every day how fun it is.
Right? No regulations, no rules. You just point and fucking pull that goddamn trigger. It's the best.
Point and click.
Yeah, Barrick's still gonna wince at that.
He's just sort of like, oh, I see that the spiked stick is still right up your ass, though. Can't
I
take the
try to make
FBI
sure
out of the
that-
cyborg, can we?
Well, I try to make sure I'm only pointing at something worth destroying.
Me too,
Destroying,
man.
Wow. Big
Me
word.
too. Like that, he just takes a drink. All right.
Can Ivar like make his drink alcoholic?
Yeah. Technically.
I found a good stick.
Oh my god.
That's a pretty magical stick, not gonna lie.
No shit.
I like it. Not flared at the base though, is it? Oh yeah, it's good.
I like how he's checking. It's like, Alright. So he's like, alright, Sasha Douglas, y'all, crazy Suicide Squad, whatever the fuck you are. Alright, cool. Well,
And one more thing.
yeah.
I would just like to apologize for the way I may have treated you in our interactions in the past. I'm now learning how much of a giant douchebag I was.
I might cry. But I'm not gonna. So I'll be reaching out to you in a little bit. He stands up, he's like, wait, you did this shit to happen like sooner than later? Because if it's gotta happen soon, why don't you go talk to your boss man, whatever, and ask him what he's willing to like parlay out.
He's gonna like Venmo him like 500 credits.
Okay, Venmo.
I've been doing a lot of Facebook Marketplace lately, and my Venmo's very
It's swole.
it's swole.
Yeah, fucking fast cash him.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so it's just sort of like, he kind of looks up for a minute, it's like, nice, brother.
Just he wants to see it pop up on his eye, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just kind of like, Wong. It's like, thanks, man. Always good doing business with you. But like I said, talk to your boss man. What do you think he might be able to offer right off the bat that's got our interest if he is going to be interested?
Hey,
See
boss
what I can
man.
do. Yeah. You just tight beam back to Douglas.
All right.
Take beam.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that
Right,
actually, for like the
That is the
specific...
terminology.
Yes, it is.
I'm doing it right, you damn it.
So, you get
In
this...
the thing, it says I can tight beam radio link.
Yeah. So...
Boss man.
Hey, boss man. Yeah, shit. Suddenly goes belter in the middle of this. So, yeah, you get the phone call, picks up after 2 rings. He's just sort of like, hello.
And, talking without talking, right?
Yep.
I've got a contact who can put us in with De La Rosa, but he
That was
needs
quick.
to know what we can bring to the table to entice her to make a meet.
One moment.
And bear in mind, this has to go through an intermediary.
He's just like, tell her that we have something that is going to be of rather large importance as far as weaponry is concerned. We'll use the prison. She'll not have it. No one will. It makes it a very hot commodity. And we can make sure that she can employ it for her own sake, guaranteeing the safety of all of her wealth and goods. We'll have to use that. It's the one advantage I think we have.
All right, I'll relay it.
Do so. Also, Beric,
Yeah.
try slowing down. You find people too quickly sometimes. It makes me worried. Like you have no life. Douglas out.
Don't be a neckbeard.
So Beric's gonna just kind of like sit there for a minute and like, I love you too. Yeah. Pretend like he's the one hanging up. Malcolm, we've got access to unheard of level weaponry and storage facility that De La Rosa, and I say unheard of, I mean does not exist anywhere else in this world.
He's just kind of like, oh, damn. My dick's so hard, except for I have no idea what the fuck you mean. You think she's gonna
She
really
will
go for
know.
that? Really? You think that? Alright, cool, alright. And he's just sort of like, cool, alright, well,
Use your hyperbole. Think of the most fantastical weapon you can imagine, and go beyond that.
you know.
Ivor at this moment stands up and kind of starts like,
He's just sort of like, I don't know what he's nodding at, but I'll make sure to put it in the right situation here. Don't worry. I'll,
Ivar, do you remember the images we saw of the weapons?
Ivar's
You're
looking
right.
actually in the window, and he's seen his own reflection.
It's like, stop, stop. Where'd you come out?
I need the
Ivar's
ability
not
to
just
like
good-looking
hollow
man.
project.
are you trying to like show some of the things that you've gotten, like maybe some of the research from the laboratory with one of the corrupted humans and shit like that, just kind of like create context and then be like,
Yeah,
I can-
just to set a tableau.
all right. And he's just sort of like looking at all this, is like, you know, I think I've seen this before. It was like from way long time ago, like about 100 years ago, something called like
Area
Alien,
51.
like.
Yeah.
Oh wait, this shit's real?
Yeah.
I think it's
This
what
shit's
it's like.
real. Like Black
Shit.
Mesa, Area 51, Rothschilds, Illuminati. All the shit that I've been paid to cover up my whole life is real.
Well, all right.
He's having a crisis.
It's like, just send it over to me. I'll bring it to her. I'll let you know what she says.
All right, so he'll just send over some of the images.
All right, so he's just like, he waits for a minute. He's like,
The
got it.
2-second security, camera sweep showing the room.
yep. But he's like, got it. I'll chat with you guys later. Keep being weird, Barrick. It's starting to get interesting. Don't stop. Like that, he goes walking out of the cafe. And then you guys are left there on your own. What's the next move, fellas and lady?
We still need to meet with Violet. But,
Yeah, I mean, you're waiting for callback to hear when you can do
Yeah,
that.
I know. We're waiting for Violet, but now we need to wait for this callback.
Alright, we'll check
I've
this.
got another coordinate we could check out while waiting.
What are you thinking, Varric?
Well, you said you wanted to go shopping.
Are we going to go back to magical place where you guys went without Ivar? Using Ivar's pass is like going on my Netflix without telling me. Then you watch videos and screw up my whole feed.
Everybody run, magical Trevor.
All right, so you head out to it, I'm assuming.
I'm trying to remember what it's called.
Well, when you pull up, it's in this brick and mortar building. There's this banner that goes in a slight crescent shape, and it says Hammer of God Munitions. Hammer of God Munitions.
There you go.
Yep.
So we have arrived to Eric's wet dream.
It's just a place I heard about searching on hunter.net that might have something to help me help you in battle.
Help me to help you. Help me to help you.
But yes, probably.
More for your pencil there, Eric.
Do you not need
What?
Ivar anymore?
A lot more than lead.
Am I being let go?
Ivar, this would be something that you could have even more of.
Ivar's interested. What is inside this Hammer of God munitions?
Well, let's go find out.
Well,
Lead the way.
Are they closed?
nope. Yeah, no, they're not closed.
Closed on Sundays from 10 to 2. So Barrick's gonna, kind of lead the way in. And, the smell of gun oil and all that, he's gonna try to, not roll his eyes back and...
Deadpool.
Do you automatically
I'm
flash
touching
your
myself
NRA certifications and all your gun clubs that you belong to?
He just
He opens up
flashes
his trench coat.
Well, you guys come walking in, and you see this older fellow behind a counter. And he's got a big old cigar sticking out of his mouth, long beard.
Of
You can
course.
see it's like yellowed out in and around where the mouth is, because you can tell he smokes a lot. But he's got longer hair. He's got a pair of reading glasses on, a slightly dirty T-shirt. It just kind of looks like you're a regular guy almost in a very strange sort of way. He just takes out the cigar. He's just sort of like, "Welcome to Hammer of God Munitions. How can I help you fill us out?"
I heard from some friends you've got what I need to kill lots of different things.
This is a gun store, son.
I mean lots of different things. Things that
Go
this,
bump.
and he pulls out his, Militech 3200 and sets it on the counter, and he goes, things that this struggles to kill.
He kind of looks at everybody else, and he's like, picks up the weapon, looks at it, pulls back the chain. Like, he definitely knows his way around the weapon. And he's like, "That's in damn good condition, boy." He just sets it back down. Alright.
I've got incendiary ammo, I've got armor piercing rounds. but I was playing with holy water the other day, and my god, that had an effect.
He kind of looks up at the scene and is like, I don't think I quite know what you mean by playing with the holy water, but I certainly hope it doesn't mean anything nefarious. Other than that, I think I'm catching on.
I believe it was used in the most righteous use of it.
He's like,
John's kind of like browsing, and you just see his hands go up. He's ducked down. He goes, boom, big boom.
he's like,
But, do you have things that can help with non-humans?
yeah, shit. You should have just said that from the start.
Shit.
So he has problems with werewolves, vampires, angels, demons.
Wait, werewolves?
Demons, extra dimensional beings bent on, I don't know, the existence of reality. I don't know, just a whole bunch of bad things.
He's just sticks a cigar back in his mouth.
Don't forget the gods. He also has problem with gods.
Oh, he's got a big problem with gods.
Big problem.
He's just looking at everybody, and he's just like sticks the cigar back in his mouth, and he's just sort of like, all right then. Apparently you've got yourself into a heap of trouble.
Oh,
What-
heap would be a good word. I'd like heap of trouble. We're in like shit pile of trouble with shit on top, and we're twirled inside of that shit.
He takes his
Ew.
big old puff, and he's just sort of like, you gotta watch your mouth. It's not necessarily the most polite things to be saying.
Well,
What,
let's
Ivar
just say I specialize in long-range deterrence.
Just give me your Hunter.net ID, friend. We'll prove who you are.
So, damn it, I didn't transfer that over to this one. He gives it's a super cop.
He's just sort of like, hold on a minute. Like that, he pulls out this drawer and like a really old computing system, and he just taps into a keyboard mouse, clicks through it for a few times. He's like, alright, what's your last entry? Of course you'd have it like, exactly.
Right. Searching for De La Rosa. But my last entry was looking for this place.
You.
He like nods his head, he's like, yeah. Alright then. He ends up shutting the drawer and putting the PC away. He like pulls out a little card and he's like, well, as we like to say, put your signature on the back here, boy. And praise the Lord and pass the ammunition.
So Barrick will look at the card first and
Just
give it a
says
sign.
Hammer of God Munitions member. That's all it says.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
He'll sign it. Comma,
He's like-
retired.
He's just like, I don't lose that.
So are we gonna get anything? Like, what's going on here?
Calm yourself down. Like that. He goes, turn around, he comes, hits this button on the side because he gets up from the case and he just hits this button and you can see the front of it go down. The rest of it, he's like, then he flicks a switch underneath the desk and you can see all the displayed weapons, and the rest of it does a back up and flip.
We're going full MIB on this.
Yep,
And
basically.
get a magical fucking rope.
Oh no, it's not even here. I want the scene in Boondock Saints where the guy flicks on the lights and it's all the guns where they're going shopping.
Well, he's got a back room because there is a doorway leading towards the back. I mean, this is just the front part. And he's like, okay, here you are. Shop away. Let yourself go free. What we have in stock, my good sir, we
What are
have
seeing here?
hallowed rounds, which is the same thing as a hollow point, only the difference is that they have a specific cross notch that makes it where it has that symmetrical cross on each round. And it's like they also have a little each one of them has been blessed by a properly ordained priest. So, holy rounds, but they're a nasty little punch. You've got wrought iron rounds, which is just basically, like the wrought iron element strung in the center of it. A single rod on the inside and then copper jacketed around. Obviously meant to break outward and insert that rod. Again, this is probably one of their hotter items because it affects everybody. Wrought iron is nasty for aggravated wounds when it comes to the supernatural in general.
Right.
You've got silver rounds. You also have silver nitrate rounds, which are extremely nasty because they're liquid. So
Yeah, it gets in.
Yep.
You have there was this movie back when I was a kid. It had ultraviolet rounds. That's not a thing though, right?
And he's just sort of like, he kind of looks up and goes like, "You got something like that, yeah."
I want to see him just pull a box out and just go.
He's like, "We ended up harvesting a certain degree of a very unusual type luminescent fungus, and then managed to weaponize it, and so it actually emits low-grade UV light."
Fancy.
All right.
Do you have any rope?
He just looks over at you and he's like, not that I mind that you're half-dressed, but I think I need to mention the fact that this is a gun store. We don't just sling rope around.
Well, I was curious. But do you have, you're okay? No shirts, no shoes, you give service?
And he's just sort of like, if I let you walk in here, that should answer your question.
Well, I appreciate it. I'm actually looking for armor. People keep shooting at me. I don't know why. I don't like being shot at. Do you know anyone that maybe makes strong armor?
Well, see, now that is a different kind of request that I can accommodate. So, what are we hunting exactly?
Yep.
Think of the worst things from fairy tales. That's what we're going after.
Fairies, huh? Well, that's simple. Only needs a little bit of iron.
Well,
outside.
earlier we put down demons. We have put down the undead.
Don't forget the outsiders. Like John's still kind of growling.
Outsiders. Still not quite sure what those are. We haven't attacked any vampires. We encountered them.
We have supernatural things keep shooting at Ivar. Look at my leg. It's not as sexy as it once was.
Oh, don't forget the
What are those
The outsiders?
guys that made it so I can't wear my glasses anymore? Mirror shades.
Oh yes, those were nasty.
Technocracy folks.
Oh yeah, they don't like us.
Basically, I need something that would put me down. And if you can, an upgrade or two for this. And he sticks out his arm and the pop-up shotgun, the one-shot shotgun pops up. And he goes, this is standard Lediv issue. If you've got anything that would be better, I would take it.
Well, I suppose I could probably give you something that's a bit on the other side. Now, shotguns are extremely good, especially whenever you're talking about trying to hit multiple targets at once, and or you can load it up with a slug, since it doesn't seem to really mind one way or the other. One moment. He goes walking back, pulls something out from a drawer, several boxes of what look to be shotgun shells. He lays it down, and he's like, all right, we got our vast assortment of 12 gauge all the way up to the 3-inch Magnum. We got nitro rounds here at the very end of them with wrought iron BBs. You can have the standard buckshot if you're looking to make some real damage. Made, of course, from wrought iron, all natural, it's organic. Should definitely do the trick. Of course,
I'll take the wrought iron. This is more for stun than kill.
Well, that will definitely screw him up. And then there's the smaller one. You got the duck shot in case you run into those little sprites.
Do you even need dragon fire?
What?
Or it's a shotgun, shoots out pellets of fire.
And it's just sort of like, yeah, I suppose we could probably do that. I haven't gotten a lot of requests for that, but that is interesting. We got flesh
yeah,
hits.
I did have that dragon fire, that grenade launcher.
Mm-hmm. It's like we got flechettes, we've got slugs. These are some of my personal favorites. If you do wish to say to them the big goodbye, this will probably be your best and absolute best friend. When it comes to close range, that is. He ends up setting it down as like a wrought iron, silver encrusted sunflower round with nitro propellant. Now, this thing will probably put a hole in the side of an armored car. But if you shoot this thing at pretty much anything that has a tendency to be extraordinary, and they get caught by it, it'll probably make them burst into flames immediately if they don't just, vanish altogether. More or less, they ought to be crapping their pants pretty quick.
Alright, so I'll take a box of the trail mix rounds. And maybe a variety pack of the rest. And then he, Ripper comes out and he goes, "Do you have anything for this?"
He's like, mind if I have a look?
I don't mind at all.
He ends up taking your hand, just kind of looks at it for a minute. For a small service fee, I can get these things taken care of for you.
What does that mean?
Well, I'm not going to tear it out of your fist, son.
All right.
Appreciate it. So, you're taking your variety pack. You got little poppers here. Now, you want something for that pistol you laid up on my counter a minute ago?
Yes, please.
Yes'm.
Same kind of thing? Sort of an all-purpose, or do you have something more specific in mind?
I'm quite happy to load as needed. But if you've got all purpose for this that I can have for my day-to-day, that's not the worst thing. I'm happy to be, little Rob Liefeld with little pouches all over.
And he's like, are you looking to do big damage or be more precise? Let's start with that.
Precision.
Wait, no. She comes up and is like, no. I've seen you peg monsters that are flying at us while we were moving in different directions. You do not need more accuracy. You're fine.
You see, he just kind of looks down and is like, is that true?
I mean, yes.
You don't look like you're all that too modded out. Must be a pretty good shot by itself. Here, I'll just give you a twofer then. You can decide which ones you want to buy. Take these guys. He sets it down. I believe, what is that pistol like? 10 millimeter, right?
It says ammo 10, so yeah.
Yeah, it's a 10 millimeter. So he's like, here you go. You got yourself a standard wrought iron rod, 10 millimeter round, good for just all-purpose precision hits. When you need the big bang, however, he ends up sliding another box. And he's like, 10 millimeter explosive cyber killers.
Huh.
With wrought iron all up inside. Means that shit goes off, it's likely they're not going to have a good day.
You know, 40 years in this town, I cannot believe I've never come across this place before.
That's probably because you haven't spent too much time staring down the teeth of a vampire while he's trying to eat your family. That's usually what brings us in here.
Oh, well, they fully did not exist until 6 months ago, and I'm still offended by that.
I hate to tell you, son, they've been around for centuries. We've just been improving the weapons. So,
Yeah.
all right. Well, for all the ammunition in general, we'll just give that 225 credits. For the service, it'll be 75 credits, and you should be square. I'll just need your arm for a minute.
All right. And he'll, cash app it.
All right.
And,
Yeah, you just basically do that. He reaches out from underneath the counter again. He puts around one of those bands that you usually see in the Catholic churches. He just lays it over his shoulders. And he's just like, if you don't mind.
he'll, hand it to him.
And he just holds your hand. He's like, the wolvers are out, so he just goes like, in the name of our Holy Father, bless these blades. May they strike true and defeat the evil of this world. The Spiritu Sancti. And he just like raises it up. He's like,
Hammer of God, indeed.
yep. I do most of the work
Retracts
myself.
them back in. Well, at least then you can be sure of the craftsmanship and quality.
Yep, for the most part. You know, if you ever get yourself stuck on any particular front, you guys seem like you're pretty much heavily enough involved that this guy might be up your alley. We like to network around here. You never know. If you're going to be a quality hunter, which I get the suspicion you probably are, been in the net for some time, might check out Eli's place. Pawn shop called the Skeleton Closet, some blocks down the way. Been a long time customer of mine. He gets a hold of weird shit sometimes.
Do
Like
you
weird
happen to
shit?
have any armor that is more or less geared for not only ballistics but for penetrating? She actually makes a little claw. Penetrating weapons.
He's like, I got a few things that might be able to help you out, but I think Eli might be someone you might want to check out too. You can have a look at my stock
Do
if you want.
do you offer subscription service and or delivery?
It's one of our primary things, as a matter of fact. If I get a good address or drop point, I can have one of our drones drop it off whenever you're running low.
Fantastic. And he will slide over the he'll grab a business card, write Douglas's address on it, slide it over.
And he's
Slide
like,
into those DMs.
yeah, got yourself well established if that address is right. Alright then. You just send word. It's got a number on your membership card there. You just phone that in. We can have your order shipped out within no time at all.
I don't say this often, but it's been an absolute pleasure doing business with you.
Well, same here. You actually had credits. On top of the fact you were polite. Doesn't happen much.
And you made him smile.
So, he's had a grin since he walked in. I had nothing to do with it.
I've had coffee and ammunition. It's been a good day.
Oh wait, don't forget nobody's tried to kill us yet.
And nobody has tried to kill us yet, so why did you have to mention that?
Day in a life.
All right.
Can't be avoided.
Skeleton closet, you said.
That's right.
Stand alive.
All right.
Well,
You all ready?
A nice day of not dying. Yes, I'm going to mention it a lot. Shall we go to Eli's and not die? Hopefully.
Before then, Riv is gonna
Yeah.
take a gander around the shop because she's looking for like Kevlar with maybe some ring armor built into it. Because Dresden taught me well. Dresden didn't raise no fool.
Yeah.
Well, so yeah, you can pick up. So they've got trench coats, a lot of those. So it'd be like a full body coat. It'll have the tri-titanium weave. It'll have that super light, like chainmail insert that does have its line, so you can feel the heft of it when you put it on. It will be heavy, but it does not just look like it is simply material. However.
I like it.
So,
How much is it?
how much? He's sort of like, that one's going for $17.50.
Done. Do you have anything to go over my head really good? I already have this helmet, and I bring it out and show it.
It's like, I can provide the same service for that if you really want me to.
What same service? The holy thing?
Yeah, that holy thing.
Yeah, do it.
Holy
How much
helmet.
does that cost?
Yeah, he's still wearing the scarf too. And so he just does the same thing, a normal sort of Christian incantation over the top of it. You actually pick up that something changes in it dramatically, not molecularly, but something happens where the energy shifts in it. You being used to the sense of magic, there's something very powerful that just transpired, but it was very simple. So whoever the guy is, he's also a true faither, just like Ivar, who looks like he
Nice.
has true faith in nothing, but, you know,
Ivar believes in himself.
yeah, he does. That's why he crazy.
Like headbutt a demon wearing that helmet.
Yeah. Well, they won't want to touch it either.
How much was the trench coat?
1,750.
Alright. And how much was the holiness?
75. Offering blessings should be the cheapest thing he does all day.
Yep. Redneck Bishop.
Okay, so my armor, I was using a I was using a medium armored long coat, but this trench coat sounds fancier.
Oh,
What's it grant me?
It's 55 armor from the torso, arms, and legs. It is also warded.
It's also what?
Warded, which is part of the special notes. Meaning magical attacks, treat it like regular armor.
So I'm not mundane anymore.
Correct. So if they start shooting some weird shit at you, you will actually be able to account your armor into the mixture.
You said torso, right arm, and right leg, or right arm and left arm, but not the legs, right?
Legs, and arms, and torso, because it's a long
Okay.
trench coat.
The head.
Nice.
Since it's the same armor, it's 40 armor, but what's the? Does
It is now also warded, meaning that it is capable of deflecting magical attacks, or absorbing damage.
okay? That was money well spent then.
Yes.
What about Ivar? Can somebody do something about my bathrobe?
Another trench coat.
Oh, a trench coat.
Yeah,
Dude, that's
Ivar-
even better for the flasher, man.
Ivar has trench coat. What does this trench coat do?
To be perfectly fair, Riv is the only person who's the flasher in this group.
Okay, I take issue with that.
Truth bomb.
Technically right.
So if you get another trench coat, you're gonna have to find one to your size. I believe you're somewhat short, are you not?
Yeah, Ivar is not. Let me see here.
So you'll actually buy a 3/4 length, and that'll do the same thing.
Okay.
That one's like 1,400.
You mean Ivar is not a noble height?
Well, Ivar, you can follow the same stipulations. It'll give you a 55 armor protection. It is warded, which means it does deflect magical attacks as if mundane. So it will absorb magical damage.
That is so necessary for what we're doing.
All right. So let me go throw this.
All right. While you guys
I
are
have
going
a
through,
quick question on.
Yeah.
I'm trying to just look. I'm on a really shrunk screen. Do we have a spot on the?
yes.
Oh, there it is. It's gear.
Yep, that's where you can write it down, and then you input the actual armor protection into your first page, and you just mark it for whichever section of the body. So torso, arms, and legs.
Oh, so torso, arms, and legs,
Mm-hmm.
and it would go. You said it was 55.
Correct. And it goes in the armor
Nope.
category.
An armor.
Yeah, got it. And
It's a
then
great upgrade for me. I'm actually
is
doubling my armor.
wording magical attacks. You said were mundane.
Like, so no longer mundane. So it has warded, which is the condition or quality that it possesses.
Okay.
Meaning that it will absorb magical damage now, as well as the standard stuff. Because mundane armor can't. Magic goes right through it.
Okay.
Everybody loves magical Trevor.
All right, do we get a call from Malcolm?
Yes, actually, while he was going through and trying on his 3/4
Ivar
length.
Ivar has it on and goes, it smells
Ivar's
new. Ivar has not
doing
had
the-
this smell in a long time.
All I can think about is Gimli doing it's like a little tight across the chest. And you're like,
Yeah. I wish they made it for dwarves.
Yeah, so you get a call from Malcolm, and yeah, once you pick up, he's sort of like, "Hey, Metalhead,
Malcolm.
looks like you got her interest, like hard got her interest, which is, I guess, good. If you guys are wanting to do some kind of meet and greet, she's made a proposition. She's got a location if she wants to kind of go over terms, possible agreements, so on and so forth. So she also wants to test whether or not this shit's real, which is only fair. As it is, I feel like I'm just watching some kind of weird horror movie.
Imagine being in one.
Dude, I live here.
Good point.
Anyway, meet's set for tonight, around 8 o'clock.
Noise. That's a good stopping point too.
What time are we at?
It's at almost 10. 4 minutes to 10.
No, I meant from game wise.
Oh.
I believe it's not. It's still like
It's
early
kind of like
afternoon.
mid-morning. You guys, it's like
Yeah.
10 a.m. or so.
Okay. Guess we can check out the other shop.
Yep. Eli's place is kind of on the more fringy side of town for sure.
Thank you, Malcolm.
And he's just sort of like, not a problem. You just gave me one hell of a bonus, so thank you. I guess I'll be seeing you on the other side. And he hangs up.
All right. Ivar, you all set?
Ivar happy, let us go, look at this. Look at me. And Ivar tries to spin with his trench coat, causing it to flutter.
Ugh.
Well, let's go suit up at one more place. Make sure that we're all protected and don't nearly die. He's like looking at Ivar.
Look, there's a place for me to put rope. And look, there's spot for vodka.
Of course, there's spots.
Obviously, the most important part of any jacket.
Yeah. So, what do we want to do? Do we want to go to Eli's or do we want to continue on?
Yeah, let's head to Eli's and see what's in there, and then I think we'll probably call it.
Yep.
Okay, so you guys head out to Eli's and taking that.
Well, I'll relay to Douglas 8 o'clock location, that sort of thing.
He'll confirm via text. He's like, excellent, good work. And then, it's like, obviously we'll be prepped by then. You go heading on out to where it's at. Now, like I said, it's more on the fringe from where he's at. The place has got the bars on the windows, and the rest of it, you can see the skeleton closet in a painted sign, not one that has neon or any of that other stuff. But you can just see a skeleton hanging out of a closet in sort of a cheap way. But the place looks open.
No, John just kind of walks in, just knocks on the door and checks the handle.
Weird
Sure.
magic shit is your genre. John, you lead the way this time.
So I'm gonna roll in occult. Does John have any knowledge of this place?
Go for it. Roll the occult. Let's see.
Ivar's also gonna try and see if he knows anything.
26.
Okay.
25 on Ivar.
Yeah. The place definitely has a lot of inbound mysticism. There's actually some certain scriptures along the walls and various other places that are not familiar to you in the sense that they are not your standard typical arcane type scriptures at all. But you go walking in, for John in particular, you can tell that you're immediately on some kind of sort of mystical watch list the moment that you go walking into this. It's like the place is aware that you're here, and sort of like has a sense of what you are. But you're not stopped from entering. There's a younger gentleman who's actually working at the front desk right now. He looks up and he's like, "Morning."
Ah, good morning. And how are you today?
To give you an idea of the layout, you have a vast assortment of standard pawn shops type stuff. You got tools, you got like military or surplus kind of like equipment. You have random odds and ends, games, and stuff like that. But the counter where the actual owner or proprietor is completely shielded. It looks like it is got behind a massive amount of bulletproof plexiglass, and there's no way to get to him at all. There are two domes, one sitting at the far corner and one at the opposite side, keeping perfect 45-degree angles so that no matter where you are in the shop, if these turrets pop down, you're toast. So they have a very strong internal security system from the looks of it.
Very nice
That's my
location.
kind of shop.
Yep. And
Why don't we go shopping more often? These places are fantastic.
but
No, but I think we need to thank your friend for the reference.
he's just kind of like, "Who's that?"
Oh, we were just sent over here from Hammer of God Munitions. So you might have some things that might be interesting for us.
Yeah, Clyde has a tendency to give us a good plug from time to time. Looks like you might be one of them. Although, I gotta say, Eli's not a wig right at the moment. He has a tendency to be a bit of a night owl.
Well, could you help us, or would it be best if we came back for Eli?
Depends on what you want to know.
Hmm.
What are you after?
Well, wardings, charms, heavier protections
I see.
against all manner of agencies.
Guys run into
Makes sense.
trouble a lot?
Sorry, what was that?
Guys run into trouble a lot?
You could say
On
that.
a good day, we haven't been shot at yet.
Yeah.
One of those.
Oh, yeah. It's kind of pleasant. Like, John's like in a, like, just like Derek was overexcited and that, he's just like enjoying a day when I was trying to kill him.
And he's like, "I'll go see if he's actually up. One second."
Oh,
He
thank you.
goes popping around into the back, closes the door. At some point, an older gentleman comes walking out. He looks very tired. And he just kind of walks out and he's like, "Can I help you?" You can see this like golden retriever comes running out behind him, gets up onto the stool right next to where he sits, and he just sits down and he's like, "Apparently you guys are looking for something not necessarily out there."
Absolutely. I'm sorry to wake you, Master Eli.
And he's just like, "Don't worry about it. Unfortunately, it's a minor curse, you know."
Minor curse.
Whenever he says that, though, John, anybody else can roll awareness, but John's standing right there. You know, you see his shadow from where the lighting hits. Actually,
30.
Yeah, you see his shadow flicker like flame for a minute, and then almost split into multiples at one time or another, where it's like he's got 3 or 4 shadows, like there's multiple light sources shining on him for one reason or another, but that's not the case, and then they shrink back in. He also looks gruff. Like this guy, probably in his 50s, but you can see he's athletically built, and he's got like, because you can see like the powerful barrel chest and the rest of that under like his coat right at the moment. Short military style hair almost. It's gray white, and what y'all got there going on with these rolls.
You told us to roll
Awareness.
Yeah, you guys all see that. So, you guys notice that there's something funky with the way that the light's playing off his shadow.
Ivar likes this place. This is like heaven.
Clearly, you're not looking for the average old-fashioned military surplus and shit like that. So, if you're looking for something that's got a bit more of a defensive quality, which is what I heard Dean tell me you were after, I can check in the back and see if there's something that you're looking for, but he just kind of squints at you like it's too bright. It's like, stock changes all the time, never really necessarily get the same stuff twice.
Ivar looking for something he can use to enhance himself so mystical things stop squishing him.
Yeah, I get that. I'll be back. 1 second.
Look at him. He moves as slow as Ivar.
When he comes back out, he's got this wooden box and he just sets it down. He's like, only got a couple of things here. And he ends up shifting the box up and he goes like, might be worth something. Don't know. He's like, he pulls out a scarf. Looks like it's really finely made. It's got darker colors like dark blue and black almost, and he sets that down. And then he pulls out a ring and sets that next to it. And he's like, that's what I got.
That's what you got?
Are we able? Can Ivar touch these items? Do we know what their properties are?
And he's like, no touchy.
Ivar kind of steps back. Do you know what kind of magical properties these items have? And Ivar's interested in what the ring. Is there anything on the ring, any ornate language or anything Ivar would recognize?
Well, it's got a darker gem in it. Probably some kind of like ruby, perhaps, along those lines. It's a little gaudy, but it's got a silver. The band.
Ivar's
is silver.
style is gaudy.
Yeah. But it's got definitely some kind of a darker red stone. Not really sure what it might be. It looks like a ruby. The scarf, on the other hand, he holds it up and he's just kind of like, I don't know where I got this from exactly. I think probably some kind of a strange encounter. He kind of looks up at you. You know, you guys all realize you just told him what you were after. Said you're from Hammergun Munitions, and you just straight up didn't ask any other questions to clarify or guarantee that you guys were telling the truth. So he went back and got stock that probably wouldn't just show to anybody. And so that's interesting.
Well, Ivar was going to do an occult, and he has critted on that occult to see if he's able to ascertain anything without touching these items with a 37.
Well, he'll basically go through and describe what you're starting to actually uncover. So first the scarf. He's just sort of like, oh, this right here has a tendency to do this strange thing where it can, it can kind of do this. He just kind of like unravels it. He wraps it around his wrist and gives it a nice like single knot. Just pulls it and ties it tight. And he's like, does this number? He's like, okay. Holds his hand out. Lightly closes it, and you just see a longer blade of pure black shadow just emerge out of it. He's just like this.
Huh.
And what is that? And he's going to do it on occult roll, 26.
So you're a pawn shop. If we were to acquire some of these items from you, their original owners aren't going to somehow come back with a ticket and take vengeance on us, right?
He kind of looks up and he's
Not
got.
saying we've encountered that exact same thing before, but
I'm not saying this has happened before, but it's happened before.
He kind of looks up. He just kind of does this thing where he like looks up from the blade and he just kind of gives you this look from just underneath his brow, and he's just sort of like, no. If I have these items, their owners are not a problem. And then he just like unravels the scarf and the blade disappears.
Well, that's fun.
Is it just sword, or does it do anything else? Can I like use it like hijab?
You could wear it like a hijab.
And your
if you
head
wanted
just
to. Yeah. No, it's just it manifests from the hand just as long as you're wearing it.
Okay, so it's a black shadow blade.
Yep.
And
And then it's like,
what-
and then this. Well, I got this off a very smug person. It was actually sold to me, surprisingly enough. Pretty well worth it. I don't really have a need for it, but if you were looking for a get out of jail free card every so often, this would probably be it. Has a tendency to, well, he just kind of like slides it on. It's like, I suppose demonstration's in order. He just puts it on his one, like his big, like his index finger. Takes a deep breath. Grabs a small utility knife from the front desk. And he just kind of does this and he gives it a cut. And you can see it bleeds. And then he just kind of like waits for a minute. You can see the gem on it glow red for a minute. And then the bleeding stops. And then it just kind of heals back up.
So it's a ring of healing.
Yeah, I guess.
Oh, not like you've needed that.
How much do you want for ring?
And he like holds it off. He's like, it's pure sterling silver. I think it's a ruby on the inside. Pretty decent value on that. If you can drop me 35K, I'll give you the ring.
Does Ivar have 35K or access to 35K or any way to pay for this?
Ivar wants. Ivar needs.
Yes, you have access to that. Whether or not he's been saving his paychecks over the months he's been working for Douglas is totally up to him. I have no idea. Like, there's, you probably have, to be honest, because you're considered to be wealthy while you're in Douglas's employ. You probably have half that amount somehow or another, just kind of lying around.
It would be hard
what
to
I'm curious
spend
is,
that
like,
on vodka.
Does Ivar have like some like, you know, here's Mr. Douglas's card, like here's my handler, he will handle this.
You could do that. You could be like, Douglas, I need a loan. Like,
Can you advance me on my pay? John, do you want scarf too? That seems like a really cool weapon, but Ivar doesn't know if he needs weapon. He needs more defense.
How much for the scarf?
he's like, oh, this one? This is pretty good. I'll give it out for about 17,000.
You know, that's something I forgot. Douglas has been paying us. How much money do we have?
Well, he's paying you a damn good lump sum. So you've been working for him for about, what, 6 or... I think probably close to 6 months now. Somewhere in that range. Actually, I'm wrong. Less than that. Probably 4 to 5 months. And he's dropping at least, like, $7,000 a month. So... But there's been expenses and things like that. So...
I haven't incurred any expenses except for buying gear. So...
He's not charging me. You don't think he's charging me for all the vodka, do you?
If
I
he's
thought that
smart,
was
he
like
would.
complimentary. Like in those hotel bars, you know, the ones in the room where they have the strip across the refrigerator and you open it up so you know that it's all fresh.
No, he wouldn't do it to you. He
Cool.
just whispered to Barrick.
Yep, so...
Well,
I will happily chip in for you, Ivar.
dude, if we've been paying $6,000 for 6 months, I've got $42,000 right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ivar got it. He's like,
It's
here,
4 to
look, my
5.
handler, he got
4 to
this.
5 months. Like I said, I was a little overestimating it, but it's 4 to 5
Oh,
months.
sorry.
Ivar has the exact amount. Ivar's back to being broke again, but now he's got the fancy ring. He puts it on this. Look at my ring.
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
Best I can do is $5.
What's that there, Bill?
What's the scarf? I've just been calling it the pawn scarf.
Ah. It's actually going to be well, for right now, I'll just call it the Shadowblade Scarf, but it'll probably have its own name that you'll probably derive from it later.
And does Ivar, now that he has possession... Oh, jeez, look at this. Now that he has
When it
possession
doesn't
of
count,
this ring,
it rolls amazing.
he's
That's
got
all
a
it does.
35.
Yeah.
And then compound that with his original. Now that he can touch it, does he able to discern more about what this ring is? A name or an origin?
So it looks like the ruby is actually closer to a bloodstone, probably older. Not really a name or anything, but you can more or less just call it. It would just be. It's just a scarlet ring, and the thing about that is that what it does is it enhances the one thing in the body that is meant to work very hard. So blood, obviously, going everywhere and important to everything. You actually detect a sense of almost a vampiric type qualities to it. But it basically takes your sanguine humors and forces them to work in specific areas where there's damage. And the moment you actually put the ring on, you can kind of feel the presence there in the back of your mind, like you can call it up. So,
Does he know? Are there any limits to it of what it can be? Like,
you're
is it a
beginning to
one-time?
discover
Is there
what they
probability?
are. Yes. So you actually have to feed the ring, and this actually comes with the vampiric aspect. The ring itself will actually heal you, but you have to feed it. So as long as it is capable of devouring blood, it will actually regenerate you. So the way that this works is that it has a blood pool. So the ring has a blood pool all to itself. It has 15 points, and 1 pint of blood counts as 1 point, more or less. So when you burn the blood out of that ring, it will heal health levels per point.
Okay, so it can heal 15 levels, and then I have to give it blood.
Yep.
So,
right
like,
now,
Ivar can summon blood, or does it actually have to be, like, fresh?
You have to
Ivar
feed it.
goes on a blood...
It just needs to feed it. So you put the ring in contact with blood, and it will actually absorb it.
Got it.
Which also means that Ivar is going to get a little kinky, because he'll probably realize that one of the best ways he can feed it is by doing his own little bloodletting sessions and letting it absorb over time.
Ivar was just thinking of turning wine into blood, but that works too. Or he go find woman on once a month and say, "Hey, here's my ring."
And it's like, why is Ivar out there finger blasting hookers all the time? I don't get it.
All right, I gotta get going, guys. But I like this shopping trip. This is good.
Yeah, this was a lot of fun.
And we set up a meet.
A meet and greet.
We should start an event company. We're like always planning extravagant meetings with high-powered people.
Well, that's kind of the intrigue element of Shadows when you get to this point. Although, again, because of the shortness of the sessions, it makes it really hard to go from this into your next phase. Because, like, yeah.
So one of these days we'll get it on a Saturday or a Friday night, and I'll be able to stay late.
Yeah, and just crank the shit out of it. That'll be fun, because my schedule definitely opened up.
Oh, mine did the exact opposite.
God.
It's sports season is now open until April.
Do you guys just like take videos of people like throwing a ball and it's like, okay, you caught it and you caught it?
No, I coach track and field and cross country, so this is pole vaulting, and every kid has to bring their own tarp to jump onto the highway, and we have to sanitize the hurdles after each use.
Not if you don't hit them.
At least you're helping the.
I'm trying to find out how many kids are slamming their crotches on those hurdles that you have to sanitize them all the time.
Good night. I once watched a girl hit a hurdle and hit the deck and bounce.
Oh, God.
And got knocked out. We had to bring an ambulance in, and she wakes up. She's like, "You were in my dream." Hey.
Oh, my God. Well, thanks to our viewers who are watching. You guys have a good night.